Hi guys, welcome back to The Baseline. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you guys are having a great day, a great night, and a great life. So imagine this with me. The factory floor is silent now. It's the same floor where Britain once forged the steel that built empires, and now echoes only with the hum of fluorescent light and the click of a single security camera. The birthplace of the Industrial Revolution is now running out of industry. And if you think this story ends at the channel, think again. Because what's happening in Britain isn't just a decline, it's a rehearsal. The West's economic model is beginning to eat itself alive. Now, the Telegraph warns that British industry is in terminal decline. Factories shuttered, car production down 35%, salmon farming back to 1950s levels. Energy costs are through the roof, and the government facing a 20 billion pound black hole. And it's quietly preparing new tax hikes and spending cuts. So let's translate that. Your energy bill goes up, your job security goes down, and the government solution? Charge you more to fix the damage it caused in the very first place. So pause a second, right? Britain, the world's first industrial nation, is on track to become the first to de-industrialize completely. Not because it lost a war, but because it lost its own plan. They say history repeats itself, but this isn't repetition, it's erasure. Once the mills of Manchester turned cotton into currency, the shipyards of Glasgow built fleets that ruled the seas. Now, those towns are economic fossils, relics of a time when production meant power. And here's the absurdity of it all. Britain didn't lose its factories to competition. It priced them out of existence. Industrial energy costs are now 4 times higher than in the United States. Why? Because in the race to reach net zero, energy became a luxury item, and industry became the sacrifice. It's like banning food to fight obesity. Meanwhile, new taxes, planning red tape, and endless green levies made it almost impossible to build new plants. Factories that survived wars and recessions are closing under paperwork. And the lights go out across the north. Westminster still beams money abroad. 21 billion to fuel a foreign war, while domestic workers face foreclosure notices instead of paychecks. And here's the moral contradiction to it all. Britain can afford tanks, but not turbines? Is it a power paradox? The more Britain tries to look strong abroad, the weaker it becomes at home. And this isn't isolated. Germany, Europe's economic anchor, is following the same path, swapping manufacturing for militarization. The West's 2 biggest engines are now idling. So remember when they told us globalization was about efficiency? Well, it turns out it was actually about dependency. The UK gave up Russian gas, but never built an alternative. Now it imports energy at premium prices from markets it can't possibly control. So it's like selling your car, then renting it back from your neighbor for double the price. And here's the bigger truth to it all, the one that no politician ever wants to say out loud. Deindustrialization is not an accident. It's a strategy. Because when economies move from making things to managing things, someone still gets rich, just not the people who used to make the things. So the profit shifts from production to speculation, from steelworkers to shareholders. Because every time a factory closes, every time the stock market, in some weird way, celebrates. Costs vanish, dividends rise, and another community becomes a cautionary tale. So when British ministers claim, oh, we're transitioning to a service economy, what they really mean, what they're really saying, what the real translation is we've outsourced our own survival. And while Britain debates property taxes, China builds another mega factory. While Rachel Reeves freezes income thresholds, India adds 1 million manufacturing jobs. While British towns lose skilled tradesmen, Vietnam trains them by the thousands and thousands. And this is how an empire dissolves, not with a revolution, but with resignation. The world moves forward, and the nation that started it all is too busy cutting its own engine apart. But maybe that's the point. Maybe decline only looks inevitable when no one imagines anything else. Because the same spirit that built the mills, the ships, the engines, it still exists. It's just been priced out of the conversation. So the question is whether Britain, and by extension the entire West, still believes in building anything at all. And it leads us to this forbidden question. If Britain, the country that invented industry, can dismantle it in one generation, what happens when America decides to do the same? Because maybe the end of British industry isn't just their story. Maybe it's the West's own obituary, except it's written in advance. All right, guys, what do you think? Do I have this all right? Do I have it all wrong? Please put it in the comment section below. Of course, I value you guys' opinion. You guys know this. And I read and reply to all the comments. So thank you again for watching The Baseline. I really appreciate it. And we'll catch you the next round. Okay, cheers, everybody.